that IFTEX is the perfect place to meet all the growers that we are already sourcing from, or other growers, new potential growers, within 2 or 3 days during this fair.
IFTEX 2017 is the 6th edition of the show that started in 2012. An international flower trade expo where we aim to get all the growers together from Kenya and get buyers that can source, see and buy flowers at this point in this show.
The IFTEX in Nairobi has developed wonderfully well, perhaps even a little better than some of us expected. If you look around, the quality of the product, the wonderful displays that you have, and the depth of the assortment gives you a flavor of the strength of the Kenyan industry.
Very happy that I came to this exhibition because it put us in contact with growers and different people in this industry.
This is always a good spot because you have so many people from the flower industry meeting here, and I'm always glad to be here and meet all the customers.
The industry now has grown to a level whereby it has become a very significant global player. You will notice that from this very show alone that we have an international presence of both growers and buyers, meaning that Nairobi then must have become a focal point for the global flower industry.
Yeah, this is another flower market. They have a little bit smaller heads than the South America. But we need the African flowers because their colors are so intensive.
Kenya is playing one of the most important roles in the production of flowers. Together with Ethiopia, Ecuador and Colombia, those are the 4 main flower producing countries in the world. And therefore Kenya is one of the main players. And I would say in the top 3 line of players in respect to exporting cut flowers to Holland, but of course to all countries in the world.
We have grown in volumes beyond what our traditional markets in the EU and in the UK can now absorb, and we need to look at how do we diversify to other markets. And some of the emerging markets now are like Russia, Australia, the Middle East, and obviously the Americans. It's a very rich exhibition, and I'm also impressed to see that Kenya is growing in this business.
We are standing for our booth, Royal FloraHolland, Home of Opportunities. And what it means to us is we bring parties together. We welcome them in our booth to have good discussions about, of course, business, but also what we see as possibilities and opportunities when it comes to global trade flows. So what we see actually is that in the emerging consumer markets like Southeast Asia, more in specific than China and Japan, we see trade flows coming up, and still the biggest chunk from Kenya and Ethiopia is actually Europe, but we think globally, and that means that also Australia and the USA and the Middle East are our next emerging markets for the products here from Kenya and Ethiopia.
Thank you so much for coming for IFTEX 2017. For all the visitors who visited our stand, Royal FloraHolland, we are so grateful to have you. Please check out our Facebook page, Royal FloraHolland Trade Fair, and see your pictures there. You can like, you can share, just have the conversation going. I really had a good time at IFTEX 2017, and I'm looking forward to a better 2018, and I hope to see you there.